and I'm live in Sunrise, beautiful Sunrise, Florida. Panthers opener tonight. Crowder is in New Jersey, New York. Who are you out there to interview? You someone for the pivot? Can you share, or is it hush hush?
We're doing a three-man show and have the potential of having the best basketball player with the smallest trophy in the history of time made for him.
The best basketball. Who just got? Was it Allen Iverson that just got that tiny little trophy?
Maybe.
Yeah, tiny little statue.
The little statue. Never mind. I'm sorry, not trophy. The smallest statue for a man that plays basketball at a high level.
Mike Cugno is here, blurting along as we go along. Mike Cugno from CBS4 and Dolphins Weekly Live. What'd you say? Put on weight?
Look at him, man. Is that the same size? He got like a smaller shirt, or he put on weight? One of the two.
Both?
I mean, he didn't put on weight. He's just
like
more
weight.
cut,
more cut.
Weight. Yeah.
Oh no, it's good weight. I'm not talking about your type of weight. I'm not talking about
my weight. Is I sent him a picture last night as I was watching the hockey. I was watching Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture. I was drinking the Oreo Coke Zero because I know it drives him crazy.
I sent him back the diabetes guy.
Yeah, he sent me back Wilford Brimley. Diabetes. And now Tree is offering Cugno our tray of caramel apples and cheese, and he's got the shakes. Cugno got the shakes all of a sudden. By the way,
in my vicinity.
The Coke Zero. Oh, look at this. We have a special visitor here at our broadcast table. Do you know what is in that case, Cugno?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
That's got to be Lord Stanley.
That is the Stanley Cup. Look at Bryce is here looking good, man. We're live on the air, but go ahead. I mean,
white glove treatment.
Unveil this thing. I'll put the camera around so you guys can see it as well. We have a little special treat that is happening right here at our live broadcast. This is tremendous. Look at this. Cugno's excited.
I'm super pumped.
Look at this.
Jump off
how's my camera work? Look at that. There it is. The Stanley Cup has joined us here on 560 WQAM. This is look, here's the ring. Crowder, here's Bryce's ring. Look at that.
Man, Bryce.
That is one badass ring. Holy mackerel. Hey, you guys do like headlines or something. Cugno and I are going to take pictures with this.
This is a bucket list for me, and you're walking away.
Great. Look at, bring it over here. Look at this. They're bringing it over here. Can we put it right here? Got it. Oh, they're going somewhere else. Well, let's take a picture. They got a million things to do. Tree, go ahead. You take a picture with your camera or something.
What are you
doing? This is exciting.
Gives you an idea of where radio stands, where they just bring the cup over like a drive-by with Lord Stanley, and then they're going to go to the TV people.
It's
amazing. No, what are you talking about, Solana? This is a moment right here. How about that?
Tree's just
taking a picture of the trophy. I want to be in the picture, Tree. No, I got one with Cugno. Look at that. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, man.
The Stanley Cup. I mean, Cugno, did you have any idea? We knew. Did you have any idea when they came over here that you were going to have a moment with one of the most iconic trophies in all of sports?
I had no idea it was going to be. I knew it was here. I knew it was in the building. I knew we were going to see it a few times tonight, but I didn't know when I sat down in this chair that it would finally be worth it. It felt like 10 years of radio.
It finally paid off. It finally paid off. That was actually very cool. It was very exciting. I think on the camera right now you see Tree's hand.
Yeah,
there you go. Look at that. It's a good-looking hand, Tree.
Not a lot of things I've wanted in my life.
I got you.
That was something that I would love to be a part of.
That was cool. That was cool. That was neat. Well, we appreciate the Panthers stopping by, and Tree. He can get us on the air, but he can't hook up the phone.
When you watch this video back, the best part of Lord Stanley is Tree working the camera. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Tree. Just put it right there. We'll get Cugno back on camera in time of our lives. Look at that.
Now I feel comfortable.
What a
Once
moment.
on camera.
What a moment.
Off camera, I feel super awkward.
He had some upper body days. Goodness gracious.
Cugno looks good, man. I mean, he
Goodness,
is.
Mike.
And I send him videos all the time because I'll sit on the couch at night.
You don't want to know what those videos are.
I watch my 600-pound life, and I send him what I'm watching, and he's like, "What do you get out of this?"
Well, no. It's jacking up my algorithm on YouTube because everything he sends me, and it's just I'm curious, so I have to open it. And before I know it, I'm still in the work parking lot on my way out, and I've been there for 15 minutes.
Can't stop watching, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, but I've asked Crowder before, like, because Cugno's going to find this insulting.
Speaking of champs,
look at that, Adeline champion.
Let's go.
So excited. I mean, we're doing live radio, Cugno. I mean, what are we doing here? How about that? She's all excited. The cup came over. We did great.
Yeah,
we did great.
It did. It was super exciting. Where's your ring? I know you have a ring.
What are you doing? An interview with Adeline?
No,
we're trying to do a segment.
Sorry.
Cugno just took over. Have a great season, Adeline.
Cugno's getting some content.
My bad. People come over and say hi.
Cugno's texting right now. Put that on my reel. I want that. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying.
600-pound life.
600-pound life. I don't know. Regardless, let's get headlines because we don't have a ton of time with Cugno, and we got to do all our stuff. What do you think about Robert Saleh being fired by the Jets? This is what I said at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Couldn't you possibly see that as a harbinger of things to come for the Dolphins, where Woody Johnson looks at that team, goes, I did everything I need to do. I put together a roster. I got a good quarterback. Defense is fine, and it's not working. I'm saying you got to wait till Tua comes back. I'm not talking about with a backup.
Right.
A few more weeks. Solana's point yesterday was he doesn't think the Dolphins are any better when Tua comes back. I disagree.
No. Hold on. To be fair, not that they're not any better from the version we're seeing. I still don't think, Cugno, even with a healthy Tua, that this roster was constructed to go beat the elite teams in the AFC.
Well, you said they're a bad football team.
They're definitely
even
a bad
when,
hockey team.
Yeah, they're a bad football team even when Tua comes back.
No, not that they're bad, that they're just not an elite team. That we saw them with Tua for a full healthy game, and then we saw it for 2 quarters and change, Cugno, against Buffalo, the team that they have to be able to beat. And to me, it didn't look any better than it did last year. They were 1-6 against playoff teams, even with a healthy Tua, healthy Tehran, a healthy team. I just don't think this roster stacks up against the elite teams.
Let me say a couple things. I've seen the Dolphins team with Tua beat Josh Allen and the Bills before, and then get blown out in the next game. Like, they go back and forth with those. But to your point about the Jets, I don't ever want to follow the Jets in anything they do. So is it a harbinger? But I will never follow the Jets lead.
I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying I don't think that Stephen Ross and Woody Johnson are that dissimilar at their points in their careers. Woody Johnson, he's tired of being a laughing stock, right? And he went out and got Aaron Rodgers.
But this is what makes the Jets that laughing stock.
But the Dolphins are a bigger laughing stock right now. They're a bigger laughing stock. They haven't won a playoff game in 24 years.
It looks like you have your quarterback running the show in New York, and that
but he obviously is. Like. He obviously is.
But you can't operate like that.
But LeBron operates that way wherever he goes.
And what happened? And he left Cleveland after he got all his friends paid, right? I mean,
you have a small window. You have a small window with Aaron Rodgers. He's getting old. Like, you have a small window, so let him do. Yeah, but bring in who he wants.
But to me, it seems like a panic move. I mean, what are you going to get out of a interim head coach that you wouldn't have gotten out of the guy who brought that guy in? So it was the least surprising move I think I've ever seen with the Jets, because I think this is just right up their alley.
And Mike, but to that point, but even what you're saying, Robert Saleh was 20-36. Right now, Mike McDaniel's 22-17. So the success is there. It's just the postseason. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. It's Ana Solana's point, is what he always says. We'll get to the postseason, but we'll get our ass kicked. But is there any chance, like Hawk saying, Mike, the harbinger of, because it made me think about it when they fired Saleh. I'm like, if Tua comes back and this team is still under 500, would that even come up in anybody's mind that McDaniel might not be the right guy?
I'm not sure this is the year to necessarily say that. Although the offense has certainly had its issues. I mean, the fact that a couple games ago they couldn't even get off the line of scrimmage. Obviously, there was a lot of, undisciplined football being played. And we've seen that a couple of times. But when you lose your quarterback and you go through the injuries that this team is still going through, I'm still not ready to hit that button. I mean, they just gave the guy an extension. Are you just going to?
I'm not ready to.
Right.
I'm not
ready because I've seen what it looks like when it's working with McDaniel and Tua. So I've seen both sides of it. And I kind of want to continue to see the side that kept getting the Dolphins to the playoffs, which is what was working the last 2 years, and where just injuries derail them. And Solana, maybe to your point, is depth maybe their biggest issue in terms of being one of these elite teams where they can have the next wave of guys come up? To me, that's where I would look at this. Is like, you've got the star power, you've got that frontline talent. Make sure you're going out and building the team behind them as well. So when there is a guy who goes out, the drop off isn't that far.
Because what does happen if Solana's right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they're is mediocre fine, Solana? Like, if they end up 9-8, like.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's worst case scenario. You
right.
built a team that's good enough to beat bad teams, but not good enough to beat good teams. That's the worst place to be in.
So they're 9-8 at the end of the season. Maybe they're a wild card team, maybe they're not. But what do you do if you're Stephen Ross? Now you're going to go into year 4. And again, I'm not a proponent of this. I'm a huge fan of Tua, and I'm a huge fan of Mike McDaniel. But you could understand where Stephen Ross, like Woody Johnson, just getting impatient and saying, wait a second, I gave you the quarterback, and it's Chris Greer, too, that really needs to be part of the conversation. But I gave you the big contract for the quarterback. We got the best wide receiver in football. We've done everything that you wanted to do. You wanted contract extensions for Jalen Waddle and Jalen Ramsey, and we did everything. Where is my ring?
I get it, but 9-8 with the caveat, and it's part of it that your quarterback was out for 4 or 5 weeks. That's part of it. 2 more wins, and all of a sudden you're 11-6, and you feel a lot better about that. You possibly win the division at 11-6, the way this division's going right now. I just don't. I think you have to look at it with all the information and all the context you can before you start making snap judgments, and then all of a sudden just kicking people out of South Florida.
All right, Mike Cugno is with us here. I didn't know if Crowder had another question there.
I was looking down because I was doing research on the wins and losses. But I was going to say, is this quarterback situation, what happens when Tua comes back, Mike? Is it Tyler Huntley backing him up? They have Tim Boyle on practice squad. Now Skylar Thompson. Does he have a chest injury? Like, how does this work out? Hopefully, Tua, because we still got to play Indy. We have a bye week, got to play Indy.
Yeah.
On the game. How do you see this working out at quarterback?
Well, to me, Tyler Huntley, I mean, just from his first game to the second game, it wasn't great, but you saw
it was noticeable.
You noticeable improvement, right? You saw things he could do, keep plays alive, all of that stuff. I like the idea of him being the backup while Skylar is, getting healthy. If Tua does come back, I think I feel better about the backup situation if Tua were to get hurt again. And again, this is
if it was Tyler, not Skylar.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Huntley. I'd go Tyler 2, Skylar 3. Yeah.
But
that's the way I would go.
But that's a big knock on Chris Greer, and if it was Mike McDaniel, their decision making in the backup situation. If the guy who is in his, 3rd season that you've coached, and you know what he can do and what your offense is, and you chose him over others.
Right.
Like, if you found out in one game that he wasn't the guy, and a guy who you just signed, 3 weeks into the season is a better option, that's a big knock on your personnel decisions.
Big knock. Dare I say maybe a good move? I mean, that you were able to go out and identify the right guy to now come in and be the backup. They should have addressed it. It needed to be addressed in the offseason. And you guys kept bringing up, I know you guys asked me a ton about Ryan Tannehill, and I still don't.
I wanted Josh Dobbs, Pasternaut. I still do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what he did with the Vikings. I mean,
game changer.
Yeah,
I watched him in preseason. I bet against them. And
Game
it
changer.
was
how many?
it was terrible.
How many bets did you win because of him or lose because of him?
I lost.
That alters your decision.
I lost a preseason bet because of him. That, by the way, was a harbinger of things to come during the regular season for my gambling.
I was going to say, betting the preseason is a harbinger of things to come for you. Just general outlook on your future.
Oh, now that reminds me. Speaking of my general future, that reminds me of what I was about to say with my 600-pound life, because I've gone down this road with Crowder and Solana before. I have this fantasy. I've had this for years of becoming obese and bedridden and just watching TV all day and having people bring me food.
Yeah.
And I know Crowder understands it, but Mike is probably going to be mortified at this.
Already mortified with this going.
But sometimes I watch that show and I'm like, I don't know, is that the worst existence? You watch TV, your loved ones enable you, so they keep bringing you stuff. And is it so bad? But the question that I was going to ask you, which I've asked Crowder before, is if I was in that situation, obviously Lori would have to support us, so she'd be traveling for work. And let's say I've got sores under my flaps, because they need to be cleaned. They need to. Would you clean under my flaps?
I would shoot you with a tranquilizer dart, knock you completely out, and go get a fire hose. And just open a window.
So you would help me out.
I
would help me out.
Yeah.
Because Crowder was like, no.
I'm not even coming over, Mike. I'm not showing up. I'm not coming over. Yeah, that's
really
nasty. That's your fault.
But we're friends. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter at this point.
He clearly surrounded himself with enablers and yes men, and that includes you, Crowder.
Yeah, I mean,
dude, you came up with spices to make the food taste even better. I mean, and
speaking the gospel,
you literally
manufactured
the problem.
Had Crowder Powder not introduced the taco seasoning, I probably wouldn't be in this situation because our tacos were mid.
He's putting that stuff on pancakes. Like this is where he's at.
I just can't do it. I'm not picking up his breast and rubbing underneath the flap. I'm never going to.
Don't say anything about a breast. It was a flap.
Right, it's a flap. Who knows where the flap is? But sometimes you get sores underneath there because it needs cleaning and air and whatever. I can't afford 24-hour care, and Lori's got a earn, and so I need my friends to come over and clean under the flap.
Crowder, you could have fun with this. You could like hide stuff under there, like hide his keys, and then you can't find them. It's like walk around the house looking for his keys.
You've never had that fantasy?
No,
really?
No, not at all.
Look at Mike. Mike went low weight, low reps. I mean, high weight, low reps. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I see you, Mike.
You got me. You got me, Crowder.
Yeah.
You worked out this morning?
I did.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Mike, are you going to do UFC? Why do you need to be so bulky?
I don't know. The fear of the 600-pound life.
Huh.
Just
it's funny. So you and I watch the same show and we have different takes on when we watch it.
Exactly.
You get nervous.
I get motivated.
And I get motivated also.
Right.
To get, it's hard to get to that weight. I mean, that's not easy.
No.
I'd have to switch from Coke Zero to
I'm
Coke.
uncomfortable talking about this.
I get a little nauseous.
Will you eat a piece of cheese?
I'll eat an apple
on the show. How about a piece of cheese?
No.
We have a tray here with some cheese and some apples. Let's see. Tree is bringing over a nice tray. Take an apple, but you have to dip it in the caramel.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
see, that's where they get you.
So you're just having an apple. That's all you're
And who is they?
Dr. Now.
Who's trying to get you, Mike?
Big food.
Big food. Big pharma. All right. Do you need to go? Because you've got to go cover the Stanley Cup, even though we got a private show.
I know.
It was like getting a little lap dance, It was like everyone else is
except watching. It wasn't. But
everyone else is watching the stage. Cup came right over to us, man. Knew where the money was.
No, I miss the cup. I miss it. We'll talk less.
You didn't see the similarities between that and the table dance?
No.
No? Not at all.
No. not a single.
Coming up to the stage, Stanley.
Lord Stanley.
All right. You got to go?
I do.
All right. We're going to let Mike Cugno go. Mike Cugno, CBS4, Dolphins Weekly Live.
Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Love you too. You want to do headlines, or I guess we'll take a break, Solana, and come back and do headlines? Or you want to do a quick look at headlines and then play that Stanley Cup montage from last season?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, let's do a quick look at the headlines. You can hang around for as long as you want, Cugno. We'll get some headlines here with Alejandro Solana, brought to you by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia models in inventory, like the Sportage, Sorento, and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia.
The Panthers did get their rings last night. It wasn't a big.
Cugno was there at the ceremony. There. What did you think of the rings?
I love the rings. Also love the message Vinny Viola was giving to the players as they're getting them. He told Sam Bennett, hey, we're going to win a bunch of cups with you here. Guy's coming up as a free agent this year, so maybe tipped his hand to
another harbinger.
Let's go.
I don't know if that's a harbinger, actually, now that I say that.
Spell harbinger. Can't use it if you can't spell it.
Would you clean under Tree's flaps if he got heavy?
Tree would never get heavy.
He couldn't if he tried.
Right. Is that how you got the name Tree? Just being
no,
called...
but we can show you when we're off the air.
I walked right into that.
He got a root, Mike.
I am Groot over here.
Cugno's like, I could have ducked out 2 minutes
so close.
ago. I stuck around.
I stay around for the headlines because Solana's.
I also like how I took some ownership of it. Like, we can show you during the commercial break.
You're his uncle.
I'm the handler. I'm like the keeper of the tree, like the keeper of the cup.
Phil Pritchard over here, the white gloves.
Oh, Tree.
Imagine Mike's surprise when they opened up that case.
Talk to you this way all the time.
Damn, Tree.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Solana.
7 p.m. tonight. You got banner night, Bruins, Panthers.
I'm uncomfortable sitting this close to him.
You're closer than you think.
I know.
Don't look under the table skirt.
The heck is that?
What did I just step on? That's not his foot.
Sergei Bobrovsky leave his goalie stick up here? What is going on? Thank you all for listening to our final broadcast from the Amerant Bank Arena for this season.
You took me down with you. It's so annoying.
Panthers are telling their executives, like, yeah, tune in for a preview show. We have
we're gonna bring the cup over there.
Our radio partners are out doing a show here. Let's tune in.
Most prestigious night in franchise history.
Right. I don't know. It sounds like they're talking about the Engineers hog.
All right. And
Mike's gone.
Have some good headlines, Solana.
Mike's out.
I kept trying to push it a little further.
Oh, you got it. You got there.
Oh, Mike tried to play the game as long as he could.
It was a game of radio chicken. Oh my God.
The Miami Heat.
This is a great text. Y'all need Jesus.
What are you laughing at, Jimmy?
Jimmy run yacht sometimes.
The Miami Heat have made a major announcement. Their game this Thursday, it was going to be their preseason home opener. They do play tonight in Charlotte. That game has been postponed due to Hurricane Milton. It'll be played next Wednesday at the Kaseya Center, 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
Kaseya Center looks really nice, by the way, guys. I got to see
how's that new scoreboard?
Bro, the Fireball. Oh man, it
looked cool on TV. The new seats and stuff, new color scheme, like it looked really cool on like social media.
Yeah, it looked really cool as well. I mean, it's a thing of beauty.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're kind of sitting there and you're just fascinated, similar to Tree's hog as well, but you're just.
That was actually the model for the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying, Cugno, right? And there he goes. See you, Mike. Go do the cup thing. You can go. You don't have to stick around for that.
You, Mike. I got to do it for
Bye,
4
guys.
hours, bro.
It'd be so pleasant when
God,
Bill Manson
God
sits
bless
down.
you, Crowder.
4 hours, Mike.
Tree, stay away from me.
Big Tree.
Tree's going to escort you downstairs, but he's not going to leave the chair.
I'm done with y'all, man. Y'all done ran Mike off.
He's walking away. His head is down. He's sweating.
He's still not far enough away.
Hog.
Oh, goodness.
Hog. That's a funny phrase.
Those of you who follow Tony P and DC will greatly appreciate this segment, by the way, but I digress.